It's beyond measure. Halftime of the Gilmer County St. Mary's Single A Championship game, girls basketball over at Charleston Coliseum. I think if I remember the score, it's on commercial right now, but I think it was St. Mary's was up 22 to 15 maybe, but 12, I don't know. But it's St. Mary's playing real well. They're doubling, tripling Dobbins. Not giving her too many opportunities. But I wanted I wanted to talk about a memory with that I have actually had with Gilmer coach Amy Chapman, um, St. Mary's coach Fred King, and former St. Mary's coach Howie Meeks. And they're all separate, but it's still funny nonetheless. Early on in my career, I don't know, it might have been 1990, maybe 80, late 80s, and Fred King will remember this. I mean, I don't remember the game. He probably won't remember me. But I think he was coaching Sistersville, and they knocked off Payton City. And I'm not sure if it was a D. Bosley team at Payton City or it was Mike, it was his brother. I don't remember. But they knocked him off. They knocked free throws down the stretch. I was sitting up in that upper part at Magnolia High School, and I'm looking down on the floor. And you got, if you know, kind of thing. So you're looking down, and Sistersville, I think it was Sistersville, Fred was coaching the boys, and he beat them. And I go to the locker room, and I got to get back. I got deadlines and stuff. And I asked him, and the first thing he said, and I'll never forget this, he said, and because what Sistersville wanted to do was slow the pace of the game, right? And not let Payton City get out and run, because that's what they did. And it worked to perfection. And I talked to him outside the locker room, and he said, we set the table when they came to eat. And I thought that was one of the greatest quotes ever. And he's kind of a quotable guy. But that was one of my earliest experiences with Fred. Now, Amy Chapman, I think it was 2016, they beat St. Joe's in the final. St. Joe had won the last 7 Single A state championships. Gilmer beat them. So I thought the natural question was, Amy lost to, I believe, Mercer Christian when she played in high school. And I asked her, I said, is there a significance to the public-private thing? How much more does it mean? Things like that. And she said, no comment. And I think it might have been the Huff girl. I'm not sure, but there was a girl sitting on the dais. I think she was a senior, and she answered me. She says, well, I'll answer that. And I thought, this is cool. And she said she thought it meant a lot more to win a state championship with players you played with all your life. And that was a poignant comment, and I appreciated it. But that was kind of funny because I understand Amy's the way she's not into all that. She doesn't get bothered by it. She just wants to win and coach and make the players better and all that stuff. So, to her credit. Now the Howie Meeks thing, he was always adamant about how small rural Class A schools, West Virginia, were I don't want to use cheated because that's too strong a word. It was unfair to them, and that was fair because he had so many opportunities to win state titles, and he probably would have if it wasn't for the private schools. I disagree with his philosophy, right? And we've had some really intense conversations, including on the golf course in Wheeling, because he was also a golf coach at St. Mary's. And the guy in the cart with him, they were following groups, and he would tell, come on, Howie, come on. And he and I would spend 15, 20 minutes between holes discussing it. It was a lot of fun. I missed that because I've always respected his opinion because he always spoke to me about it and was very passionate, and he never took anything personal. And with me, to me, that's the bottom line because it's not personal. I like Howie. I just disagree with the man. It's not a big deal. But that was my girls' state tournament memories of the week. I look forward to discussing some more major postseason basketball topics with you between now and the start of the boys' state tournament because I really want to discuss the Evans Award and the top candidates, which would be Lysancoma, Wheeling Central, and Noah Lewis from George Washington. But until then, have a nice day and enjoy the girls' state championships.